ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान पॉडकास्ट है।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, सदफ रानी आपको रेडियो पाकिस्तान पॉडकास्ट में खुशामदीद कहती है। बिल्कुल जनाब, यूथ की बात हो तो एकदम जहन में आता है कि अगर अब्रॉड स्टडीज़ के लिए चले जाएं तो क्या बुरा है। और इस हवाले से जो है वो मालूमात बहुत कम होती हैं कि ऑथेंटिक किस्म की स्कॉलरशिप्स क्या हैं, और कोई अगर ऐसी स्कॉलरशिप आ जाए जो बड़े डेवलप कंट्रीज़ के अंदर हो और फिर आपको करियर परसू करने में बड़ी आसानी होती है। जी हाँ जनाब, यूके बेस्ड शेवनिंग स्कॉलरशिप, या इसको बहुत सारे लोग चेवनिंग स्कॉलरशिप बोलते हैं, अगर उसके हवाले से मालूमात हो तो क्या ही बात है। सो इन तमाम अमूर पर बात करने के लिए आज हमने दावत दी है। हमारे स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश हाई कमीशन स्नेहा लाला गिटिंस। शी इज़ द डेप्यूटी हेड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन ब्रिटिश हाई कमीशन। हेलो एंड वेलकम इन द स्टूडियोज।
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Sneha, we are going to start with what is Chevening Scholarship and Chevening program.
Chevening एक साल का scholarship program है
Okay.
और mid career professionals के लिए है. फिर you can go to the UK और सब कुछ covered है. आपका flights covered है, आपका accommodation covered है, आपका living expenses covered है और आपका tuition fees भी covered है. फिर your only job in the UK is to study. सिर्फ पढ़ाई में सोचो क्योंकि सब cost सब कुछ covered है. And it's for mid-career professionals who are future leaders and future change makers in any sector across Pakistan.
That's really sounds amazing to the ear. So, Saniha, how we can apply for this scholarship, and what is the right time?
So, applications are now open. So now is the right time. Abhi sab kuch khula hai.
Okay.
And applications will close on November the 5th.
Okay, it's a plenty of time.
So
to
plenty
apply.
of time. But don't leave it till November the 1st.
Okay.
So there's 4 essay questions here, scholarship application mein. One which will ask you all about your leadership. One will ask you about relationship building. One will ask you about studying in the UK. And one will ask you about your career plans. ये बहुत competitive scholarship है. फिर सोचो क्या आपका career plans है, क्या आपका leadership potential है, सोचो क्या आपका best examples है इस सब में. Or put time into the application, start it early, work with people on it, make sure it's authentic to you, and make sure that what you're telling us is something specifically about you. You're telling us specifically how you've shown leadership capability. You're telling us specifically how you have built relationships and done something really amazing through building those relationships, a specific example of that time. You're telling us how actually Chevening will change not only your life, but will help you change the life of others and let you do things you couldn't have done without the scholarship. And you're telling us why Chevening is a thing you need to do, not a different scholarship program, but Chevening specifically, and that's what will make you stand
It sounds
out.
like that you have to prove how responsible you are being a person, being a human.
It's all about your leadership potential.
Okay.
So what we're looking at is change makers. We're looking at people who will come, do the scholarship in the UK, go back to Pakistan and make a real difference. No matter what sector they're in, they will make a positive change and a positive impact. So what we're not looking for your job titles. We're not looking at I was the head of this team or I was this impressive sounding job title. We're looking for specific examples of when you were a leader, when you were a change maker, when you did something that was outside of the norm and changed things for the better and showed yourself to have real potential.
Well, Sneha, let us know whether the what is the selection criteria, whether it is tough for the individual, and which age bracket can apply for this scholarship.
कोई upper age limit नहीं है
Okay.
Chevening में. 2 साल professional experience ज़रूरत है इसके लिए. Minimum 2 साल. लेकिन कोई upper limit नहीं है experience में. फिर अगर आपके पास 10 साल है, 15 years, 20 साल, वो सब ठीक है.
Okay.
But what you need to show is what you are going to then do with the program. So this is the thing, if you've got lots of experience, that's actually your bigger challenge of why now are you doing Chevening? Why is it that this will help you achieve something that you couldn't have done without Chevening?
Okay.
So there's no upper age limit, but the more experience you have, then the more you need to ask yourself, why is it that this will help you do something you couldn't do otherwise? Why is it that you'll be able to do something different? And you need to have an undergraduate degree.
Okay.
You need to have had at least 16 years of education. You need to be a Pakistani citizen. You can't have studied in the UK already. You can't be a dual citizen. You can't work with the British High Commission at all. But otherwise, it is open to you no matter what your background and sector. It doesn't matter your race, religion, social background, your region, where you're from in Pakistan, which sector you work in, Chevening could be for you. So it's competitive, but the worst thing you can do is think, oh, it's too competitive, I'm not going to apply, because then you have 0% chance of getting it. But if you put in the work in the application, your chances multiply infinitely.
Right. And Sneha, let us know about the number of the awards the Pakistanis will get in this usually or annually.
So there's around 40 a year for Pakistani students, but Pakistan also has a couple of special offers available to it. So there's a South Asian Journalism Fellowship. So it's not a year-long master's, but that's available to Pakistani students and students across South Asia. There's about 7 slots for that. It's a bespoke program with the University of Westminster where you do an intensive 2-month course and meet the best of the best in UK journalism. Applications for that close on the 10th of October. There's also the Oxford Centre of Islamic Studies Fellowship, available exclusively to Pakistani students and some other students from different countries. But that is 5-month fellowship with the world leading centre in Islamic studies where you can pursue your research for those 5 months. Applications for that also close on the 5th of November. There is also a special offer from the University of Essex, who are offering a scholarship in climate change and a scholarship in heritage studies with their university under Chevening. And that's under the normal Chevening application rounds if you apply for University of Essex climate change or heritage studies. And we also have University of Birmingham, who have 10 scholarships available under Chevening this year. And they are specifically looking for Pakistani students. So Pakistani students are particularly encouraged to apply for those slots.
These are the few ones which you mentioned. And are there other main streams in which the Pakistanis will apply?
So these are the different streams. And the main Chevening is the one which has 40 slots. Under main Chevening, you can also apply for Essex and Birmingham. And there's some special offers for Pakistani students there. And then the fellowships are slightly different applications. So OCIS fellowship is a different application, but it has the same deadline. South Asian Journalism Programme, the deadline is earlier on the 10th of October.
And we want to know more about SAJP.
So it's a fantastic programme. You really do get to be under the world's best in this programme. For 2 months, you're doing an intensive practical course. We know journalists especially cannot take a year out usually. So that's why we've got this 2-month bespoke fellowship for journalists. Now you need at least 7 years of experience for this. So you need a bit more experience than under the normal Chevening programme. And it gives you this fantastic opportunity not only to learn from the best of the UK, but also to build connections across the South Asia region, which makes you a better journalist. So for example, with everything that was happening in Bangladesh, we found our South Asian journalism program alumni were able to do better reporting because they knew people in Bangladesh that they could reach out to and find out what was happening on the ground.
All right. Do let us know about what is all about this Chevening and where this Chevening scholarship is standing right now.
Of course. So the scholarship has been going on for decades. It's the UK's flagship program. And now we have over 57,000 Chevening alumni across the world. And they are leaders in their fields. There are multiple world leaders who have been Chevening alumni. And in Pakistan, there are nearly 2,000 Chevening alumni, which for one country is this huge amount. And you name a sector, there's a Chevening alumni in it. So not only do you get access to this fantastic opportunity to do a master's free of cost, you also access this alumni network of people who are the top of their field. And our alumni in Pakistan are excellent. They work together, they come together and they solve problems together. There's something happening in their field. They know they need expertise from another field. They put a message on the Chevening group and they find someone with expertise in that field and they come together to create solutions.
There is a question, I don't know whether you want to answer about this or not. Most of the bureaucracy, they took over this Chevening scholarship. They got this Chevening scholarship. Is it true?
Absolutely not. So this is a common myth that we face and a common false perception. Chevening is not for any specific industry. It is for everyone. And actually, we want a diversity of professions in Chevening. If more civil servants apply for Chevening, more civil servants will get Chevening because they are the ones who are applying. That's why I'm here, because we want everyone to apply. Because for us, the best thing we can do is have the most diverse cohort possible in a lot of different sectors, because we want to create future leaders across Pakistan, not just in one sector. We want to create future leaders in all sectors.
I think this perception is over there because they are sitting on a post where they can bring a change. They are the policymakers. They have a role in that. And plus, I think so, whatever the criteria Chevening setting may be possible, they are more appropriate for this, might be because of this perspective.
So it's all about how you talk about it. It's what I said earlier. A job title is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is how you have done something good in your sector. And it is not just civil servants who can create change.
Okay.
It's absolutely not just civil servants who create change in this world. Everyone in every single sector has the opportunity to create change. That's why our Chevening alumni are from so many different sectors. We have had it in the past that in Pakistan, lots of civil servants apply to Chevening, but we want lots of people from every single sector to apply to Chevening. And it doesn't matter what sector you're in. It doesn't even matter if you don't have, so if you're an entrepreneur, for example, and you don't have the kind of traditional 9-to-5 job, Chevening is still for you. Actually, Chevening is excellent for you because you're going out and you're doing something and you're creating something new. Chevening is for people who have passion, who have potential, and who want to make a positive difference in their area.
So yeah, climate change is really a big issue for Pakistan.
Yeah.
So anything regarding, you mentioned about the environmental sciences before, but would you like to let us know which kind of degrees are available over there? So if the person in Pakistan, they want to have a research, they want to do any kind of betterment in this section?
Absolutely. So I would say under Chevening, you can apply for pretty much any course. So there is no preference for the sort of course you're applying for. But there is plenty, if you're interested in studying climate change in the UK, there's plenty of opportunities. Under Chevening, we've got that specific opportunity with the University of Essex, where they're offering an extra slot to study climate change at their university, really world-leading university. But the UK as a whole has hundreds and hundreds of courses on sustainable development, on climate change, on really specific areas of climate change as well. There are some really good climate finance courses opening up.
Okay,
so there's loads of things you can do. And actually, climate is something we're looking at in Chevening right now. On Wednesday, we have a Chevening climate debate with some of our fantastic Chevening alumni who are working on climate change. We're setting up a climate change Chevening mentorship where our Chevening alumni are being partnered with people who are working in the industry.
It is available on the social medias, people can watch.
So the debate is in Karachi, but there will be coverage of it, so hopefully people can see it.
They can see it on the
Wednesday.
social media, right? ये देख लीजिए जनाब, स्नेहा ने इतनी ज़बरदस्त किस्म की आप लोगों को अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ दे दी हैं. ये जो एक परसेप्शन पाया जाता था कि सिर्फ ब्यूरोक्रेसी जो है वो ज़्यादा शिफ्टिंग स्कॉलरशिप पाकिस्तान से ले जाती है, तो स्नेहा कह रही है ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. सो आप अगर स्टूडेंट हैं, आप ऑन्टरप्रेन्योर हैं, आप किसी भी फील्ड में काम कर रहे हैं, अगर आप समझते हैं कि आपके अंदर ये सलाहियत है कि यू कैन ब्रिंग चेंज व्हेन आप वहाँ से पढ़कर वापस आते हैं पाकिस्तान की सोसाइटी के अंदर, कोई बेटरमेंट ला सकते हैं, एज अ लीडर काम कर सकते हैं, तो आपके लिए है ये बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी. स्नेहा, राइट?
Absolutely.
Okay. And for you, what does the perfect Chevening and SAJP application look like?
So it's specific. It doesn't just tell me about everything they've done in their career, because you only have 500 words per question, which isn't a lot. So you've got to go into the specifics. You've got to be precise. Rather than telling me when you're answering about leadership, about every single leadership role you've done, and every time you've done leadership in your life, think about a recent, really impressive example and really focus in on that example. Tell me the situation, what was happening, what was the reason that you needed to do this work, what was your motivation, tell me the tasks you were doing, tell me the specific actions you took, really specifically, one at a time, action, 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 and tell me how you did things, tell me why you did things, and tell me what the result of it all was. So it's far better to focus on in a specific example, telling me situation, task, actions, and then the result, rather than telling us too much. And also talk about yourself. What we find, especially with Pakistani applicants, is very, very, very humble. People are very humble in these applications. Please don't be humble. This isn't the time to be humble. You should be telling us what you have done and be bragging about your achievements.
Be to the point and precisely you can convey your things which they asked in their questions. And there are four basic, you mentioned, four basic questions they have to answer. Okay, is IELTS necessary for this course?
So IELTS isn't necessary,
Hmm.
but when you go to the UK, you'll be studying your course in English.
Mhm.
Everything will be in English. So the application and the interview are both completely in English because we kind of want to make sure that you're comfortable with that. However, Chevening is funding. You also need to apply for the universities. And lots of universities will have their own IELTS requirements. So you should make sure that you're really carefully checking what the requirements are of the universities you're applying to and fulfilling them.
So they have to select the university by themselves?
Yeah, so Chevening is you're applying for the funding.
Okay.
And then there are over 150 universities that are eligible for Chevening funding. So you look on the website, Chevening website, that's got the full list of the universities and the courses you can apply for. But then you need to go out and apply for those courses yourself
So
as
first
well.
they have to take the admission over there and then apply for the Chevening?
You do it at the same time. So you apply at the same time.
Okay, fine, right. Any message to the youth of Pakistan?
आप ये कर सकते हैं. Please apply for Chevening. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what your background is. Chevening could be for you. If you're ambitious, if you're a future leader, if you're a change maker, if you want to make a positive difference to Pakistan, Chevening is your chance to do it. Please apply.
Thank you very much, Saniha, for being here and share such a valuable information with all of us. Thank you very much for
Thank you
coming.
so much for having me.
थैंक यू जी फ्रॉम दिस पॉडकास्ट और आई होप सो कि हमारा जो स्टूडेंट है जो आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो इम्पेशेंटली इंतज़ार कर रहा होता है कि कोई ऐसी स्कॉलरशिप्स हमें मिलें कि जिसके थ्रू जो है वो हम अपने करियर को जो है और अपने ड्रीम्स को जो है वो फुलफ़िल कर सकें. सो हेयर इज़ अ चांस फॉर यू. और ब्रिटिश हाई कमीशन से स्नेहा आज यहाँ पर आई हैं इस पॉडकास्ट में आप तक यही बात पहुँचाने कि अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नॉकिंग एट योर डोर. आप आइए और इस अपॉर्चुनिटी से फ़ायदा उठाएं. सदफ रानी को दीजिएगा इस पॉडकास्ट से इजाज़त. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.
ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान पॉडकास्ट है.